Hi there, I'm Andrew, welcome to Adventure Rider. Today we are looking at the Klim Carlsbad jacket, and in Klim's collection this sits below the Badlands Pro, near the top of their adventure range, but there is a big old price difference between this and the Badlands. So I will tell you what this jacket is, how it compares to that one, where it excels, and where perhaps it falls a little bit short. So this one is £790, which for Klim is an absolute bargain compared to some of the other stuff, but is still very much not cheap by most standards. This is a laminated waterproof Gore-tex 2L membrane that sits under a very hard-wearing AACE approved outer layer designed specifically for adventure touring. It can be used for full out-and-out adventure riding, but it's, I would say, a real option that hybrid fuses across adventure touring and even just urban and city commuting as well, because it's a jacket that doesn't have the weight, the heft, and some of the feature heavy stiffness of the Badlands Pro, but it has all of the kind of key things that you really need. For example, Gore-tex 2L being a slightly lighter weight, slightly less durable membrane than the 3L Pro that you find in the Badlands Pro. But realistically, in terms of the actual waterproofing and breathability that it provides you, it makes next to no difference at all. It's just about the durability of that membrane. So if you're not going to be throwing yourself through bushes and down rocky slopes anytime soon, then this probably makes for a better choice. And it's probably nicer to wear day to day, being as it is a fair bit lighter in weight than the Badlands Pro. Amongst the competition, you will find that the Klim is a little bit pricey. It's partly because it uses the Gore-tex, which is a branded membrane with a lifetime guarantee on the waterproofing and breathability, and it's partly because Klim want to make sure that they have the very best of everything included in this. So there's no cost cutting anywhere. They have said to me directly, they don't build their garments to a budget and work backwards. They simply build the garments that they want to achieve, and then voila, you have a price. So the Carlsbad, top to bottom, we have a soft piping around the collar, which can be pulled in with a drawstring, so you can get it as tight or as loose as you want. It's relatively low rise, meaning that when you want it lower on hotter days, you have that option, but by drawing it in, you can close it up quite nicely. With the neck, you have an overlay piece down the front, simple Velcro overlay system with a storm flap, which works very effectively to prevent water from getting under the outer layer of the zip and into the central zipper itself. The central zipper itself, as with most Klim jackets, is very easy to operate. It's very dependable. It has a nice drawstring on it. None of the things feel like they're going to have much chance of failing over time through clumsiness from owner issues, which is something that a lot of zips do fail, just on account of mislocating the zippers, getting things stuck in them, and so on. You have a pocket on the front that is about a Garmin InReach size, which is quite adventure-y, and I like that. We have an overlay flap with the waterproof pocket with little rubberized seams on the corners, so you have storage access points there as well. You also have the ability to pull back the collar on either side and pin it into place. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to locate with gloves on the go, but stop and take 2 seconds and you can really open this up and have it down to the 3/4 point and get obviously a lot of airflow. So one way to get around having a fixed laminate waterproof membrane is to pull it out the way entirely. And that is certainly possible by doing that. Then we also have the two-way forearm zipper, which is also waterproof. We have the waterproof stash pocket for medical information. That's the idea behind that one. We have the strap adjustment on the forearm. We have Velcro adjustment on the lower arm here. We don't get some of the little plush touches that you get with the Badlands Pro, such as the softer piping around the collars, which can make the jacket feel just a little bit more straightforward overall. But that means lighter weight, and some people will prefer that. We have the ripstop fabric instead of the super fabric, which is vastly cheaper, but in practice, again, not that much less high performing abrasion resistant fabric on the shoulders, running all the way down to the very bottom of the forearm. We have the exit vent on the lower back section, which allows for nice flowing airflow through the jacket in all situations. We have that mirrored on the other side. We have these pieces of reflective material, which are nice and understated because under normal lighting conditions, they just look like subtle detailing, but they illuminate when they're needed and come into action. Then as we go inside the jacket, you will notice that like with all Klim jackets, they don't provide you with a thermal mid-layer. You'd have to do that and accessorize yourself. But what you do get is a very high quality moisture wicking sports lining. You get a few pockets. You've got a vertical one with a Napoleon pocket here. We have the horizontal access there as well. We also have a drawstring so you can bring it in, and we have a two-way zipper as well on the back so that you can join this up with the trousers to create a one-piece type effect. You get shoulders and elbow and back armour all included, which is level 2. So again, all high spec, and all of those key ingredients, a quality Gore-tex membrane, high levels of abrasion resistance throughout the majority of the garment, and also quality armour and lots of functionality too, where you really need it. The Carlsbad is very well considered. It strikes a decent balance for most people. I would say if you are someone who is more of a serious adventure rider, then the Badlands Pro does lend itself more to me because of some of the added functionality. If I'm going to go for a Klim jacket, I want the one that takes Klim to the max, which the Badlands Pro definitely does, but it is a big jump up in price. Both of them equally valid options. The colour range is pretty extensive with both of them, and in the trousers they do 3 different leg lengths as well. I will say, as you look on the site at the time release of this video, stock is very patchy. We're coming towards the end of Klim's stock rotation cycle, and there will be a big delivery in the new year, so we look forward to that, as well as some very interesting new items at the top of their collection. So stay tuned to Adventure Rider on our YouTube channel and subscribe, and you will find out more. You can try on all the gear that we have in stock in our London store because it's important to get the sizing right. I will just say quickly on the sizing that I don't believe it's a boxy loose fit like a lot of people say. I think it's just a size grading thing between European and American brands. So this one is a medium, which will be my size as someone who's 6'2" with a 41 and a bit inch chest. Normally I'd always be a large, but the large is ridiculously loose. The medium is actually nicely fitted. It just has an adventure fit, so it's not super snug. It's a little bit looser, and things like the arms have a little bit more space than we find with the more tailored European fits, but it's not boxy in a pejorative sense, and I just think it's a generous size grading, that's all. Trousers do seem to fit correctly. The balance between everything else though in the Carlsbad I think is really well considered. So overall, a great jacket, and the one that probably makes the sense for most people, but we'd love to know what you guys think. Leave any questions and things that I have looked over in this review, and I will try and address them in the section below. And stay tuned for more video reviews, as I said, from Klim, but also from the rest of the world's finest riding adventure gear brands. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.